In the equity markets today, quite a bit of price volatility, not a lot of volume for a Fed day, even after the Fed announcement. And the best performer of the major equities was the Dow, despite the Dow being hit by a major component, FedEx, which ended up the day down over 12%. Dow performed the best on slow early session, being down about 60 basis points, or 60 Dow points, I should say, during most of the day, falling a little bit further on the FOMC decision. The Fed decision definitely drove the late market price that we saw, Dow going from down 60 prior to the decision to down 166 after, all the way back toward unchanged and then positive in toward the end of the day. So again, quite a bit of price volatility, not a ton of volume. And again, this is despite the fall that we saw in Federal Express. The FOMC cut rates by 25 basis points, cut some of the interfacilities as well to try and take care of some of those repo risks, and then also talked about being willing to act aggressively if need be, but basically expressed that that need isn't there at this time. Also talked quite a bit about trade tensions and the trade worries that could affect the economy in the future. And that's really where the rally started with all the indices, but especially in the Dow, getting up toward that unchanged and then positive again as the market seemed to assume that the Fed would be there if things got worse than they are now. They do expect unemployment to remain low. Below it was definitely split amongst whether there should be a cut, no cut, or a cut of 50 basis points. There was dissent on both sides. And then lastly, the geopolitical risks were mentioned as well. There are conflict risks being put in the market around Saudi Arabia as a wild card for equities, because Secretary of State Mike Pompeo did call the Iranian actions an absolute act of war, although the president seems more restrained, and Saudi Arabia is saying they would respond, but we don't know if they're going to go to the international community or if it's going to be a military response. So quite a bit to look at in the equity markets, but the Dow really remained the best performer throughout the day.